Hi, and welcome to House Blend on SCV TV. It's the place where Santa Clarita Valley musicians of all persuasions come to play their original material, and you and I get to know them a little bit better when they join us for some conversation. I'm your host, Stephen K. Peeples, and thanks for dropping in. By the way, if you're a solo artist or in a band and you perform original material, you'd like to appear on House Blend, or you're a fan and you want to join us in the SCV TV studios for the next taping, stay tuned, because later in the show we're going to tell you how to do that. Now, later in this show, we'll hear local rockers The McGrath Project play a hit radio single live and talk with band leader Gary McGrath about the band's second album, Love is a Four-Letter Word. But first, we're going to saddle up with three guys who help us keep in touch with our western roots here in the Santa Clarita Valley. We've got Buffalo Brian Marr, Dusty Hart, and Robbie Bausch. They're the Crosstown Cowboys. Welcome, guys.
Hey. Howdy.
Howdy.
Now, rumor has it that you guys got together at the Cowboy Festival a couple of years ago. It was Dusty and Buff here.
Actually, that's not true.
No?
No, we formed a group as the terms of our community service agreement with the courts.
Oh, I see.
That's not true.
So there was some sort of beef that you had to pay off, right?
Yeah, it was parking tickets and driving backwards in a country.
Stealing that cow.
Yeah, there you go.
That was the beef we had to pay off.
Actually,
Look, I think we've milked this thing already.
Okay.
Take the thing by the horns.
You done?
Cowboy Festival.
Yeah, well, actually, yeah, a singing cowboy friend of ours, Buck Corbett, who actually is very active in the Western community out here, and he puts on the Western Music Jams over at El Trocadero in downtown Newhall once a month. He introduced Dusty and I at the Cowboy Festival a few years ago, and we hit it off right away, and actually we started writing songs over Peach Cobbler at the Cowboy Festival, and we've been trying to have a historic monument erected there, but haven't had a lot of luck with that one.
Well, I'll have to keep working on it.
Yeah.
So you guys worked as a duo for a while, and you had some pretty interesting gigs early on that were kind of funny. Can you tell us about those? The one in Lone Pine and
we had
the parade and.
Oh yeah, we the very first year that we played up there, Dusty and I played in the parade, and I think we played Ghost Riders in the Sky for the entire 6 blocks of the parade that was up there. And I think the float we were on had more fun than anybody that was watching it. We actually bribed the driver to go on back around, and we did it twice. We were the only float to be in there twice that year.
Well, that's pretty cool. You got extra face time.
Yeah.
Now, for the first couple of years, though, you were performing live primarily, and then first album was 2008. A couple of years after formation, correct?
Yes.
If I got that right? Okay. Tell us a little bit about what you wanted to do with the first album, how you wanted to present the group.
Well, we wanted to do something that was Western, but something that was still a little different than what everybody else was doing, and something that was still able to capture the spirit of what we were as musicians and guys who loved the West in the cowboy way. So we had an accompanist with us on some of our shows. He played clarinet and fiddle and flute occasionally. And if it got to the point where he just was unable to do the traveling that we needed to do to make this happen. And fortunately, we were very lucky in that we found Robbie.
There you go. There you go. Well, the first album doesn't include Robbie.
No, unfortunately, in retrospect, we probably should have waited. His sound has really opened up the band, and he is as much a part of the band as anyone as Dusty or I. I mean, he writes songs and plays guitar, and he schleps over to the gigs like everybody else, and we rehearse at his house.
So now we're working on our second CD, which is going to be that old Prairie Moon, and it's going to be, I think it's going to be a lot better than the Save the West CD.
Well, you guys are now writing more of your original material, right? More of the material is coming from out of your own experience and your own visions.
Yeah, a lot of Western bands do cover songs because that's what everybody wants to hear, and we're doing a lot of original stuff. Dusty's quite a writer, Brian is, and I'm write quite a few also. So It's a lot of fun to
Now,
do that.
and the new album is going to be primarily original material, or you're going to throw in a couple of Cowboy classics?
We're still up in the air about cover song. I don't know. Did we decide on that yet?
I think we're going to put out. I think the CD, if it goes according to plan, is going to have 14 songs on it, and I think at least 3 of them are going to be recognizable covers, and they're songs that we really enjoy playing live.
Great.
So, I mean, when you go into the studio, you got to play stuff that you love. And the first CD, we had so much material that we loved, we couldn't get it all on one CD. So Dusty and I promised each other the stuff would be on the next CD, and we've had to break our promises to each other on a couple of occasions on what songs get on, so we can get all of our original material on there.
Well, now the song that you're going to be performing for us today is an original. It's called Cowboy Fop. What's the story behind that, Dusty?
Mm-hmm. Well, it just came to me that song. It's about a movie cowboy who's all dressed up in his cowboy shirt and his fancy shoes and fancy boots and hat and everything, and so you know, a fop is sort of a dandy, and that's just what came to me. So we wrote that one. It's on our first CD, Save the West.
Well, sounds good. All right, let's saddle up and take a ride with the Crosstown Cowboys on House Blend. Here's Cowboy Fop.
As a child, I knew I was going to be a cowboy, 'cause I was born in the rolling hills of Hollywood. I watched the cowboys singing right on the silver screen. I told myself I'd get there when I could. Now when you see me, I'm aboard a silver saddle, slung around my neck, it's a guitar I can't play. My chaps are made of crushed velour, my boots of lizard skin, silver spurs and rhinestones, what a sin. Yodelay, yodelee, yodelay, yodelee, on stage I sing a wildwood melody. Yodelay, yodelee, yodelay, yodelee, there ain't no real live cowboys like me. I don't know, but then again, sometimes I wonder how I came upon this cowboy fantasy. No empty poke, no gut to match, out in the winter freeze. No cowboy ever lived this life of ease. At the noonday show, my fans are all there standing in line just waiting for my autograph. In my cowboy voice I slipped and said, "Hey dude, right on, that's cool." Then I jumped right back into this dusty tune. Yodelay, yodelee, yodelay, yodelee, on stage I sing a wildwood melody. Yodelay, yodelee, yodelay, yodelee, there ain't no real live cowboys like me. There ain't no real live cowboys like me. There ain't no real live cowboys like me.
The Crosstown Cowboys on House Blend with Cowboy Fop. That's from their first album, Save the West. They're working on a new album right now, and hopefully that'll be out real soon. Now, Robbie, you're the new kid in the band.
Yes.
Tell us about how you connected with these guys. What was your response when they came looking for you? And
Well, actually, I responded to an ad where they were auditioning for the part, and it was pretty grueling, actually. I had to go through a whole lot to get to actually being able to come and play, because there was a lot of people that were interested in doing it. There's a lot of guys that, you know, wanted to jump on board with them because they'd heard their stuff. So
I heard something like, is this right, 200 guitar players auditioned for this spot?
I gotta say,
I think 200 people were running away, and I was the slowest runner. They caught me. That's pretty much what happened.
he tripped and we caught him.
That's right.
Now, who were you listening to when you grew up? Do you have a particular type of
You
picking
know,
style
I
that's
like
pretty cool?
I like Merle Travis, and I like Leo Kodke, and I like James Taylor and Jim Croce, and all the unaccompanied acoustic guitar players, and that's primarily what I'd done until I joined these guys. This is the first group I've ever been in. I've always been a solo artist. So
Really?
Yeah. So it's been very interesting, and to bring my stuff in with Dusty's guitar style playing, it's blending really well. We've developed our own sound, which is really nice as musicians to be able to do that.
Well, you have to develop an identifiable sound, or
You're not going.
Who cares, right?
Okay, right.
So now the third album has all three of you guys on it. So the sound that we're going to hear on the second album, excuse me,
Right.
Has all three of you guys on it, and what we're going to hear there is going to be an expanded, true version of what you sound like now.
Of what the band actually is now, and a lot of the stuff on the first album, we had thought maybe when we make a third CD that maybe we'll re-record some of that stuff, because it's a lot more dynamic and different now, and we'll see, you know.
Now, and for the covers, obviously, cowboy songs have been done to death. There are certain songs that you kind of want to stay away from because everybody else does them. For your covers on this new album, what are you thinking about including?
You know, we have a song on YouTube that's got over 12,000 hits already, and I'm trying to get them to let us put that one on there, and it's cigarettes and whiskey.
That's a nice wholesome
Yeah, we
song.
do that at Cowboy Church quite often.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a nice wholesome tune.
It's a
It's a
cautionary
nice wholesome
tune.
tune. Kids love it.
People seem to like it, so I'd like to get us to put that one on there.
I don't know, what were the other songs we were thinking of doing? I don't,
Skyball Paint.
Yeah, that's a good one.
that's a good one.
Yeah, that's a great one. I'd
Who
like
did
to
that
do
originally?
one. I think the Sons of the Pioneers did that one. They called it The Devil's Great Grandson, and that's the version we do with all the double time yodeling.
Oh, cool.
So we enjoy that one.
Very good, very good. All right, well, really appreciate you guys coming in and performing today. If somebody wants to find out more about Crosstown Cowboys and find your music, how would they do that?
It's www.crosstowncowboys.com.
So we can find out where you're playing, also what the latest songs are, or latest music available, where we can come see you again.
Exactly.
All right,
Photos and so forth of the group.
Now, one last question I want to ask. The Crosstown Cowboys, what's behind the name? I mean, it's not about the Cross Valley Connector, or there's something more behind it. What's
It's kind of a double entendre. Brian can take that.
We're all men of faith, and you know, Crosstown is a place where good cowboys go to worship, and we enjoy that. So we're looking for a name, you know, and that's the one that came up.
That works.
Since
That
we're all
works.
from across, we live a long ways away, and we do a lot of driving to keep this thing going. So Crosstown
true.
Cowboys.
That's right.
Very good. Well, listen, we appreciate your being here with us. Thanks to Buffalo Brian Marr, Dusty Hart, and Robbie Bausch, the Crosstown Cowboys, for joining us on House Blend. I'm Stephen K. Peeples, and we'll be back with more of House Blend on SCD TV right after this short break.
Your secret is